Hello everybody, welcome to a new video. Gonna get these fingers put in this head right away this morning. Got back from deer already. I don't know where Dad's at. He's probably out running around getting that auger shaved down and buying drill bits and all that sort of stuff. So we'll see him when he gets here and see what he came up with. I've got all the fingers put in. Had to put in 13 of them. So we got a full row, full row, full row, all the way around. Had to put a few of the full auger ones in. So you can't see those ones, but they're in there. Dad's working on grinding that auger down. Machine shop said they weren't able to do anything for us, so doing it all by hand, and hopefully it don't take all day. But we're out here checking the cover crop field real quick because this is the last field that needs foliar, and I'm waiting for the right growth stage. It looks like we're at there's some flowers. The stuff that's sitting on tilled ground is starting to flower. We got some purple flower in here. How's that happen? It looks like we're pretty borderline yet, but we're close. There's flowers out here now, which the last time I walked out here I couldn't find any, but yeah, we're pretty close. We could probably hit them. We'll hit them as soon as we get a good temperature threshold. We'll get out here and run the foliar pass. Just about out of mulch material. There ain't much left. It's breaking down pretty quick, but that's to be expected. All right, well, once again, I went most of the day without filming, but I'm giving you guys an update here before the end of the day. We're still going to be working on this, but I'm letting you guys see what's going on now. Just kind of like a mid-project update, I guess. We've got the bottom piece completely secured down. We went with a band of rivets in the middle on both sides, and that little piece is riveted in the middle underneath the mid shaft. We had to go around the clean out door here with rivets, and then both of these metal rails are completely riveted in. And so now the only thing left to do with this liner is to put the metal trim across the top and rivet that, and then the main poly inside the tub will be done. We will then go through and drill from the outside in all the holes for this flow divider. We plan on using the existing ones that were there before, but we will probably end up having to go uptown right away in the morning and get bolts, because I don't know what bolts they take. I don't know what it's going to take lengthwise. We'll figure that out. But those are carriage bolts. I think they're 5/16, but I'm not 100% sure. But aside from that, that's where we're sitting right now. The other major thing is putting this auger back in, which we're going to do when Dad gets back. He had to go deliver hay. So when he gets back, we're going to set the auger. And if that sets in, then he can start working on putting the bearing back on the bottom, the sprocket, put the chain all back on, all that. And then we'll get the mid-shaft bearing and the drive head put back on up here. And then from there on out, we are, I think, completely done with this. Aside from spray foaming a few little things, putting a gasket on the top of the bottom auger there. But we're doing pretty good. Hopefully we'll be able to run some wheat tomorrow. Cross our fingers. I hope so. I'm just really wanting to get out there and run some wheat and see what the yields look like. We just got a pretty good shot of rain, so that pretty much destroyed any thought of running wheat today. Which I guess I should mention, it's the next day. So Friday, last day of this video probably. But I'll give you guys a quick update on the grain cart and show you guys what we got left to do. And then hopefully we'll have this thing done. So we need a sprocket. The sprocket broke, putting it back on the bottom here. So that is coming on Monday. And if we climb up on top, we still have to put this gasket on around the edge. That's what I'm going to work on now. But everything on the inside is done. We've got her all put back together. Looks absolutely great. So that leaves two things, not including the bottom of the auger. Got to put a gasket on here. And then we have to cover these holes that the doors usually go through. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of poly, cut squares that cover the hole. 2 squares per hole, so we need 6. There's 3 holes. The one on the front runs on a stud on the wall. And we're going to put a plate on each side and then a bolt going through holding it tight. That should work pretty well and keep everything held in. And then obviously we're not going to reassemble all this stuff on the back. But that is all we have left to get this thing operational. We do have to put that cover on and seal some stuff up with some spray foam yet. There's a couple holes, just tiny little holes right there that the poly is below. The poly ends right there. So we just got to run in there with some tape, cover them up. Those are the only holes in the entire tub now, which is pretty incredible because if you look under here, I peeled this plate off because I don't want it rotting out more of the steel since it's not needed for patchwork. And yeah, she was not doing too good on the back here. That white that you see is the poly on the inside. So she was pretty rusted out. So I glued the first layer of rubber down up there and then walked away for a couple hours. We're gonna check it out and see what it looks like. Doesn't look like it's curled up anywhere. Oh, there's a little spot there, but that'll mash when it unfolds. Little spot there maybe. We're gonna leave it clamped overnight, but seems to have done pretty good. I'm wondering if 1 layer is enough. We'll have to run a fold cycle with the auger and see. I didn't do the corners, so that might come back to haunt me, but for now it's good. Yep. Don't look too bad. A little diamond plate pattern, that'll smooth out when it puts pressure on it, so I'm not too worried about it. The only thing is, if that doesn't seal all the way around, we'll put another layer on, which I have one cut over there. But yeah, that's it. And then I also cut poly squares, and I got them drilled for a 3/8 bolt. I have 2 3/8 bolts, and I have a 5/16 bolt laying there if we don't go to town and get more 3/8 stuff before we go to put those in. But for now, she's as far done as she can get. I hope you guys enjoyed this project. This was something that we did not plan on doing up until about a month and a half ago. I was trying to keep my eye out for a good grain cart, and finances just didn't fall into order to buy a grain cart, and so I knew we were going to be stuck with this one, and I did not want to go through another year of wheat harvest like last year, where you loaded a truck and then drove off and you were gone for 2 hours with the truck and then came back and the combine sat for 95% of that time. And then eventually we got sick of that and got the bin ready, and so we ran into the bin and then trucked out of the bin after that in August, and it was just a mess. It got in the way with fungicide season a lot, so hopefully with this we can keep fairly up to speed with the truck, and the truck just doesn't have to sit at all. The truck gets back to the field, it's loaded, it's on its way, instead of just having a combine dump. And then yeah, it's just gonna make a big difference. I hope you guys get to see that. Stay tuned. Wheat harvest videos are gonna be coming hopefully next week. We got a couple day window. The rains just keep coming, but hopefully we can get out there and get it cut There's about 100 acres. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.